You've most likely watched hundreds, if not thousands of hours worth of productivity videos, and the truth is that most of them are just complete garbage. Some people say you need to wake up, then do a 4-hour morning routine where you do this, you do meditation, you go exercise, you do 3 backflips, and you're basically exhausted before you even start working. And other people say you need to start working every hour of the day relentlessly in order to reach your goals. And look, I might just be some random teen on YouTube talking about productivity, but I've been building a business, being on self-improvement for over 3 years since the age of 12 to 15, and I've learned a thing or two from succeeding, failing, learning. And I'm going to tell you the 2 main habits that influence my productivity the most, so you can just copy me and get the same results. And these are not just any random habits, these are habits that I've learned from successful people themselves. First of all, I want to address the elephant in the room, that when you click the thumbnail of this video, you probably saw use your phone before bed, ? And the truth is, I'm going to tell you that one of the main tactics that I use is literally use my phone before bed. And most successful people that you know actually use their phone before bed, but not in the way you might think. For example, think of your phone almost like an axe. With an axe, you can either cut your hand off, or you can become like a lumberjack and start chopping wood to make money. But most people metaphorically cut their hand off every single day by just sabotaging themselves, scrolling on social media, and just basically wasting their time. For example, I remember this one day, it was like 8 p.m. and I was just laying there in my bed and I was reading a book. It was a peaceful environment. I was reading a book, I was about to fall asleep. It was nice, it was good. I knew that if I slept early tomorrow, I was gonna have an amazing productive day. But out of nowhere, I get a random urge. And it's not the urge you might think. It was an urge to grab my phone and scroll. For some reason, I just had such a strong, deep urge to just grab it and watch some YouTube videos, even though I was just sitting there reading, enjoying myself. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I succumbed to my urge and I grabbed my phone. I started watching old videos that I used to watch when I was playing video games, when I didn't really know much about self-improvement. Just these funny entertainment videos about challenges of video games like Fortnite, those kind of videos, and just like react videos. And this might sound exaggerated, but after what felt like 30 minutes, I go to check the time and I see that it's 3 hours have gone by. It's 11:30 p.m. So I decided to put my phone to charge and actually go to bed. Now it was like dark. Like before I started watching, it was actually, there was a bit of light, but now it's completely pitch black. So I put the phone down and I go to bed. But the next morning I wake up with a pain in my arm, and I just didn't really want to do the work because it was already like 9 a.m. and I just felt like it was too late to do the work. So I skipped my work, and because I had a pain in my arm, I just almost skipped the gym. I was like contemplating, should I skip the gym, should I not, should I skip the gym, should I not? Because I had this pain in my arm from holding my phone in such like an awkward position. I was just like laying there like that. So my arm was hurting, but I ended up mustering up the courage just to go to the gym at least. And I just wanted to tell that story because I just want to remind you that most people's life look like that. They just go to bed late, their arm hurts, they skip the gym, they don't do the work, because that's what their life looks like every day. This was, at least for me, it was just like an off day, it was just like a bad day, and the next day I literally go back into my routine and everything. But most people's life look like that, and you probably don't want a life like that, where you go to bed late and then the next day you're way less likely to go to the gym, your arm hurts, and you don't even do the work at all. And the thing is that we see reality in a different way than most normal people. So the thing that successful people actually do with their phone before bed is they write down a list of what they want to do tomorrow. They plan tomorrow today. And I know that might sound simple, but let me just go into depth of why this is actually so powerful. And even though you might think like it's so simple, let me ask you this: are you doing it? If you are, then great. I'm gonna explain to you why it's really, really powerful, and it's probably gonna refresh your mind and gonna get you actually motivated and it work better for you. And if you're not, well then come on, you gotta listen. The reason planning tomorrow today is so valuable, so powerful, is because whenever you lay down in your bed and you, for example, let's say you don't grab your phone and you're laying in your bed and you're just kind of sitting there thinking about stuff, you naturally will think, even subconsciously, your mind will think of how to achieve your ideal day, your goal. And that's what you do with planning tomorrow today. You plan your ideal day, and your mind will actually subconsciously think of ways to actually achieve that goal, either consciously or subconsciously as well. For example, you must have that period before you go to bed where you're just thinking about the past, the future, the present. You're just thinking about random stuff, and that's where your mind's actually really, really working to achieve that goal. For example, if you just use your phone before bed, you almost sabotage that short period you get to just like reflect on everything and almost integrate things and memorize things. And the reason this works so well is because it triggers into your success mechanism. Have you ever obsessed over like a project or just anything? You're obsessing over like something you need to complete, and whenever you went out or a walk or you just showering, you get an idea for that thing. You just get good ideas while you're in the shower, while you're working. Why do you think that is? It's because your success mechanism is working inside of you. Now the thing is, unless you get very lucky or you're just very disciplined, you're not going to follow this ideal day 100%. That's why it's called like an ideal day. You're not supposed to follow it 100%. And this is very, very important that I needed to learn, because I used to think that you needed to follow this day 100%. And whenever I didn't follow it 100%, I almost felt bad and didn't really feel motivated to go into the next day. But then I realized I'm not meant to follow this ideal day 100%. You're meant to plan tomorrow today and then expect to only follow maybe even 20% of it, maybe even like 30, 40, 20, even probably 10. Even if you literally follow your ideal day 10% of the way, that's better than if you didn't have a plan and you didn't follow your ideal day at all. Think of it like this: when you don't plan tomorrow today, it's almost like you're trying to hit a bullseye in a dark room. Like, yeah, you might hit it, but it's going almost like down to chance. You might hit it. But whenever you plan tomorrow today, you set that goal and you almost turn on the lights. Now you see the target, the bullseye board, whatever it's called. You see the bullseye, okay? Now you actually have a high chance of hitting it because you actually see where you're actually shooting. So what you can practically do, this is what I do. I just plan tomorrow today before I'm about to, almost before I'm about to go to bed. Something that I do that will save you a little bit of time is don't write just like wake up, unless you kind of want to. For example, wake up 6 a.m. Like, you can write that if you kind of struggle to wake up 6 a.m. But if you just naturally wake up at 6 a.m., that's not really a problem for you. You can just write, for example, work or script these videos from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. And you almost want to be specific as well, because if you just say kind of work, it might work, it's kind of like good, but it doesn't really help you if you want to get into a flow state, which is something that's very, very, is like a deep, intense state of focus. So you want to almost get into that, and you trigger that by having a clear goal. It'll be a benefit for you to literally just write, for example, work on this exact thing, and then you could do morning routine, eat, go to the gym. This is what I personally do, and then read, edit these videos, and then whatever. And then go on until you have your finished day, your perfect day. Now, like I said, the next day you're not going to follow this 100% of the way through, but even if you literally just follow 40, 30, 20% of it, you're going to benefit from just planning tomorrow today. You're going to have a way better day than if you just didn't have a goal, you didn't plan tomorrow today. Now, this tactic I've learned from Ali Abdal, Hamza Ahmed, and Iman Gadzi from just watching their videos. I've tried it and it's worked for me, it's worked for them, so you might as well try them. It literally takes 2 minutes before you go to bed. How much is it? You have like 1,400 minutes in a day. You can't tell me you can't spend 2 minutes to literally have a boost to the next day. You have a boost to your productivity the next day. Why wouldn't you do it? Now, let's imagine you decided to plan tomorrow today and you've just woken up, but your mind is just convincing you to procrastinate and you don't really want to get up and do the work. And this exact thing has happened to me in so many occasions, but I remember this one day I was laying down in my bed and this exact scenario was happening. I was laying in my bed and I didn't really want to get up. But luckily, the day before, I watched a video on this exact scenario and how to like overcome this procrastination. I took a deep breath, told myself something, and got out of bed. And this tactic I learned from just a video from Ali Abdal, and it's just called the 10-minute rule. And something that I do want to mention just as a bonus is, whenever you don't want to get out of bed, what I've realized is whenever you take a deep breath, for some reason that kind of helps you get out of bed. It almost wakes you up a little bit. I don't know why, it worked for me, so you might just want to give it a little try. Whenever you're just laying down in bed and you want to get up, just take a and then get up. But it helps me, so it might help you. It's just a bonus tactic that you can use that I found out. So let me ask you this question: which would you rather do? Would you rather get put hot stones on your feet for 3 hours, so 3 hours of pain, or just 10 minutes? You're obviously going to pick 10 minutes because it's less than 3 hours and less pain. And this is exactly how your brain sees the same thing, because work is just basically pain. Your brain just interprets it as pain. So why not just tell yourself that you're going to work for 10 minutes and get into the flow of doing it? Because usually getting into the flow of doing something is way easier than just maintaining it. It's almost like a car. Getting your car to 0 to 20 takes more energy than taking it from 50 to 70 because it already has momentum. So remember, the next time you feel like procrastinating, just tell yourself that you're only going to do it for 10 minutes. Just kind of almost convince yourself that you just want to get into the flow of it. You're just going to script, you're just going to do this, you're just going to do whatever for 10 minutes. And this will make you way more likely to actually start and then realize, oh, doing this work is not as painful as I thought it would be. It's not as bad. So you just continue doing it for the time you actually want to do it for. So if you actually implement what you just learned, I'm telling you, you're going to have such a boost, such an improvement to your productivity. Even though these tactics seem so simple, they've helped me so much, especially through my journey of doing this self-improvement thing from 12 years old to 15 now. Like, whenever I hop on coaching calls, people always get so shocked at how much knowledge, how much like wisdom I have just at such a young age. Think about the fact, let's say you've just improved your productivity by probably 2 times just by doing these 2 tiny things. Think about, let's just say there's like a analogy number. Let's say your productivity was like 3 before, and now your productivity is 6 hours. It's just it's a number. I don't know if there's it's not really that accurate, but just let's say. So you have now 6 hours of productivity. Imagine the amount of difference you're going to get compared to the other guy who just has 3 hours of productivity. In 1 year, you're going to have literally double. You're going to have, I can't even do the math, but think about 365 times 6 compared to 365 times 3. you're gonna have such a big advantage, and it's just by implementing these two tiny tactics. That is planning tomorrow today, and whenever you feel like procrastinating, apply the 10-minute rule to just get into the flow of working and then realizing, oh, it's not that bad, so you continue doing it. So just before I let you go, I really want you to actually remember this and apply it to your life, because I don't just want you to watch this and then just forget it and then not benefit at all, just basically waste your time. So I want you to almost visualize a time where you would actually use this. For example, let's imagine today you want to read a book, you want to do the work, or just right now, let's say you grab a book and you tell yourself that you're only going to read one line, let's just one sentence. So just right now, I'm going to do this with you. I'm going to grab a book. So tell yourself that you're going to only read one line. You're basically applying what you just learned, so you can almost integrate it into your life. So here it says, why small habits make a big difference. It's so easy to overestimate the importance of one defining moment and understanding the value of making small improvements on a daily basis. That's it. You read one thing, now you almost integrate this into your mind. You told yourself that you're going to only read one line, but I actually wanted to continue reading because it had like some things highlighted. I wish I could have shown you, but I wanted to continue reading. Let's say you did that with me, and I really hope you did that with me. Now, I want you to think about when you're going to plan tomorrow today. After you walk out the shower, before you go to the shower, just think about a time, maybe even just right now, plan tomorrow today, so you don't just forget this and actually benefit from this video. So thank you for spending your time productively with me, and I'm really grateful that you're actually learning, not wasting your time on just entertainment videos, scrolling, fapping even. But yeah, good luck and bye.